Oye, mi gente, you're listening to the Red Lips Real Talk podcast,
where we talk about life, love, and everything in between. You already know, it's time to get real.
Dale.
Today, we're talking about something so many women in midlife are dealing with, but don't always say it out loud. Weight loss, and why it can feel so much harder than it used to. We're sharing our own experiences and just having an honest, real conversation about what this has looked like for us. The wins, the struggles, and those moments where you're like, why does weight loss in midlife feel like a completely different game? So if you've ever felt like you're doing all the things and your body is just politely ignoring you, you're definitely not alone. And if you enjoyed this episode, please take a moment to leave us a review, and share it with a friend who might need this reminder that she's not the only one standing in the kitchen wondering if the scale is broken or just personally mad at her.
That's really funny. I love that. Hi, ladies.
Hi, it is always mad at me.
Listen, every time I get on the scale, I take everything off, everything. I'm not even my wedding ring. Every little bit counts. There's this girl on social media that says, if you have to take off your clothes to weigh yourself, then you're already overweight. And I was like, fuck off. But yes, ladies, this is a struggle because midlife is real.
It sure is.
It definitely is.
And I'm excited that we're talking about this because I think all three of us have had personal discussions with each other about the struggle and how it makes us feel. So Monica, let's start with you. How do you feel about where you're at right now with your body image, if you don't mind me asking?
Like a crazy lady.
Well, you're beautiful. I just wanted to say that. That's why I started with you first.
Oh,
because I think you needed to hear that.
And you too.
Thank you.
We all are. Marissa too.
Yes.
It is a struggle. It's been a struggle for quite some time for me. Mm-hmm. The on and off and up and down. And like we've all said time and time again, it all started during COVID, right?
Okay.
The Holy Grail, the catalyst, where everybody's life was just turned upside down. So, the weight is coming on and you're not really understanding why, if you're not doing anything different. Mm-hmm. Now, during COVID, I did join a group, working out. I was doing exercise, eating as healthy as I could. But it just, it started creeping on the weight. Mm-hmm. But I stayed at a certain weight because even after COVID, I continued with a personal trainer. I was with this person for over a year. And, it was like 4 days a week, 5 a.m., doing the thing, working out. And my eating habits weren't like great, but they weren't like that bad either. Mm-hmm. And I was not losing any weight. And I was like, damn, what the hell's going on? And then, of course, started the body pains and mm-hmm. all the stuff that we always complain about. Mm-hmm. And that's when, shit just started going downhill.
Yeah.
It was hard to actually...
How old were you during this time? Would it be safe to say mid-40s?
Oh, yeah.
Mid-40s, yeah.
But feeling tired all the time, that was huge for me. The fatigue was real. Mm-hmm. That was, all the time. I felt like I didn't get enough sleep. I was all day, tired, living off of coffee, 3-4 cups of coffee a day, like during work.
Wow.
And then still feeling sleepy on the way home from work. Just straight up fatigue all the time. And that's for years. That's until recently mm-hmm. that I was still feeling like that. And not really understanding it, right? Because you think you're sleeping enough, but I don't know. I didn't get it. And then the body pain started, hip pain from nowhere, knee pains. My arms were hurting. Everything just started hurting for no reason. And I was like, well, I don't feel like going to the gym because I don't want to hurt myself, right? Like that's just, so I kind of stopped doing all that. I stopped doing all the things and I was just like, whatever. And you get into a funk and that's what happened. And it was a real struggle for a long time. So now that we know we need to, age is creeping up. So I'm trying to make sure that by the time I'm 80, I'm still able to freaking walk without using a cane or something, So that's my why right now, to be healthier, stronger. Because I feel like I have a lot of life left to live.
Absolutely.
Hopefully. So I want to do it on my own, kind of like not with assistance.
But assistance is okay. It is.
Yeah, but I'd rather be able to, you know, God forbid there's an illness, that's different.
Yeah.
But I'd rather be able to walk, run, you know, like without having to use a walker.
No, of
you know
course.
What I mean?
And that's
like
not really what I meant. What I meant more by assistance is, I think I misunderstood. It's like, I thought you meant more like trying to do the weight loss and the training and everything on your own. What I was thinking you were trying to say was like getting assistance with whether it's
tools and stuff,
tools or like nutrition. That's sorry. I apologize.
No.
That's what I thought you were saying.
I'm all for that. Yeah. I'm all for that because as we know, our bodies don't respond the same anymore at this age.
Maritza, after Monica sharing something so personal, do you feel like there's things you can relate with what she's saying?
Oh, yeah.
With
absolutely.
yourself?
I mean, my story is not too far off from hers because it's the same thing, COVID. Okay. I gained a lot of weight during COVID. And I also started working with a personal trainer to start losing the weight and, started eating better. And everything was going well until body aches, until I injured my hip and I had to stop working out with her and I took a break.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think from there on, everything else just kind of started as well.
Yeah.
Where I really wasn't understanding what was going on with what I was going through. And, I think I've shared in the past, where I felt I was in a dark place, the fatigue, all that. And I really wasn't understanding what was going on until I finally realized that I was going through perimenopause.
Yeah. Well, for me, that didn't happen to me. I didn't have that during COVID. It was the opposite. I was so isolated that I actually turned to exercise even more. So I would work out on Zoom with my cousins in New York. If you're listening, shout out to my cousins. We would work out almost every day on Zoom. I had a Peloton. I think I was actually killing it when it came to physical fitness during COVID because I turned to it as a coping mechanism to feel good about myself. Where it changed for me was 3 years ago. And I know I was 47. Something happened to me at 47 and I just gave up. I just abruptly stopped working out. I had a light depression. I always like to cook. So I turned to cooking and I was getting a lot of nice reactions to my videos. So I kept doing it more and more and more. We were eating very delicious meals every day, but they were not the healthiest meals. And then on top of that, I had stopped working out.
Right.
So in turn, that became like a bomb that went off on my body because I was eating roughly maybe 1,700 calories a day, but working out like a beast. So it was justifiable, right? But then when I abruptly stopped, I didn't lower my calorie intake. If anything, it remained the same or got worse because I was making these elaborate meals.
Right.
So fast forward 3 years, I went from 160 pounds to 180. And I felt very, very sick. And I remember going up the stairs and I couldn't bend my knees. It was pretty bad.
Was that the year that you ran that marathon and you got hurt?
That's a great question. That was after the marathon. Yeah, it was after the marathon. That's a good point. So I also was dealing with empty nest syndrome.
Right.
So that's a separate situation. Anyway, I'm going to try and speed this up. So now I'm eating even more calories and not working out. And what happens in 3 years, I gain 20 pounds. I'm sick, knees locking, toes are numb. I'm fainting, shortness of breath. I'm sweating profusely. You name it, I'm in trouble. I go to the doctor. I do what I need to do. And the doctor literally sat me down and he goes, if you do not stop, you are a hop and a skip from getting cardiovascular disease. You have to lose weight. Your family history from your dad's side is they're obese and your father died of diabetes. And if you don't do something about it now, you have a gene for obesity. You have to change. I have women here who are 100 pounds heavier than you and they're healthier than you.
Wow.
Right. Okay.
Okay. So at that point, the shit hit the fan. And I got scared. So I stopped doing a lot of cooking videos. Now I'm doing them again, but they're noted. I don't know if you've noticed, they're kind of like healthier.
Yeah.
Because I like to cook. I'm like a weirdo. I actually really enjoy it. A lot of women don't like it, but I really love to cook. And this is the part that's really hard for me to say, but it's important to say it. He told me, okay, I'm going to give you medicine for this, medicine for this. But I need you to lose 20 pounds. I need you to come back in 3 months. I need to run the test on you again, because if we don't get your numbers down with your cholesterol, my cholesterol was 317.
Wow.
And I'm embarrassed to say that, but it's not my fault. Half of it was my fault because I was eating like an animal, but also it's the gene that I carry for high cholesterol and obesity. So make a long story short, he goes, I am also going to tell you, put you on a Mediterranean diet, and I'm going to give you Wegovy. I'm going to give you a GLP-1 to help you kickstart it. I felt so ashamed to do that, because there's a lot of people who say, oh, you're taking the easy way. You're cheating. A lot of people believe that. I even at one point felt that way about, I should do it myself. That's what I was trying to say earlier today, Monica. That's my brain went there. So I'm sorry. But now I don't feel that way at all. Now I feel like, thank God that I'm doing it, because it is helping me.
Right.
And I'm no longer feeling pain in my knees, no longer numbness in my toes. I no longer have fatigue. I've lost 7 pounds. I have a little jump in my step.
Pep in your
Pep in my step. Thank you. And I feel like I can sleep better. I feel like it's a miracle for me. I'm not pushing it for other people. That's not what I'm trying to do. I'm just saying I needed help, and that's what I've decided to do. And I'm not a doctor. I'm not a licensed practitioner nurse. You go to your doctor. Don't you go by what I'm saying. I'm just saying, for me, I don't see anything wrong with it anymore. Like I used to. I feel like if it helps to get you on track, because Monica, you brought up a good point. You said, I want to be 80 years old and still be able to wipe my own ass.
Yeah. And there's nothing wrong with that because remember, we lose estrogen.
Right.
And that is a huge, huge, huge thing that we need for all those things, for the weight and the bones and all that. And we lose it. So it becomes more of a struggle for us to be able to, yes, even though we're working out.
Yeah. We're storing fat now.
Yeah. Because our body's not, the estrogen is not there, and our bodies are not doing what they're supposed to do like when we were younger.
Right. So I did a little research on that, because I have been on this new found health journey. I hate using that word, but it's the only word that I can think of. And this is the harsh truth that is hard to say, because many women may feel even offended by it, but it's not to be offensive. It's just math is math, right? 4 plus 4 is going to always be 8. So yes, everything you said is true, but we don't need the amount of calories that we were eating at 35, at 50 anymore. That's just the harsh truth. And yet we're still eating it. We're still eating the same amount of calories. And on top of that, we're having more of a sedentary life. And maybe we're sitting in front of computers more, or not moving as much as we did when we were younger. So that is a harsh truth. It's like, if you continue eating the same amount of calories that you did when you were 30, 35, when you're 49 and you're barely moving, guess what? You're going to gain 20, 30 pounds. And it's mostly going to be on your stomach and your arms, and that's the harsh truth, that you have to eat less. You just have to eat less, unless you are killing yourself at the gym, which there are some women that are, but some women, they maybe go once or twice a week and they work out for 30 minutes and they go on the treadmill. And that's the last shit you're supposed to be doing. You're supposed to be lifting weights, because we're losing our muscle. And all of this is stuff that I found out because I said, I really want to learn. Like, I really want to learn. And I sat down and I studied this shit for a few months, and I'm like, okay, that's what happens. That is what happens to older women, that we continue to eat the same when we were younger, when we don't need to eat like that no more. We actually have to eat very little food, but who the hell eats like that? You get hungry.
Yeah.
And that's why these medications, they suppress your appetite and you don't feel that hungry. And it helps.
It does. And I'm not knocking it because I also do the same thing. But it is known that the estrogen does help, communicates with the brain. Yeah. It
definitely contributes.
So
yeah,
it is very important. And there are studies showing that people that do HRT don't need those other things. HRT alone does regulate their insulin resistance and optimizes their metabolism and all that stuff.
Right.
And they're doing, obviously, working out, living healthier lifestyle. I'm sure changing their eating habits.
Yeah.
But not everybody's going to need a GLP-1.
No, that's not what I'm saying.
Right.
I'm not saying that. I'm not pushing that.
Well, what I'm saying is the calorie count. Yeah. Calorie in, calorie out. That is super important.
Yeah.
But you got to also remember it's a struggle for women.
Yeah, it's a struggle
of a certain age.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like I was looking at like when I was 37, I was doing half marathons, I was doing CrossFit, I was in Orange Theory. I was eating probably close to 2,000 calories a day and I was in the best shape of my life. Now fast forward to 49, knocking the door on 50, I'm eating the same amount that I did when I was not killing myself, but doing those things.
Doing all the right things.
But
it's not working.
But I didn't change my eating habits. Right. They remained the same. And if anything, I increased it even more because I get a little bored. Let me grab something to eat.
Right.
Well, that's going to catch up with you. It at the end of the day, it catches up with you. So we're not supposed to be eating that much anymore at this age. That's the hard thing to say because you get hungry. You're already been used to eating, all these meals and snacking. I don't snack anymore. That's the first thing I stopped. I was like, you come to my house, yeah. I have no snacks. And the closest thing I have in my house that's a snack is watermelon, apples, and bananas.
That's what I've been cutting down on too, because I'm a snacker.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I've been just kind of, okay.
And listen, a snack can easily be 200 calories.
Yeah.
And you snack 2-3 times a day, that's 600 calories. And then you have breakfast, lunch, and dinner, you just hit 2,200 calories. Mm-hmm. And you barely move all day. That's the shit that's the hard thing to say out loud, And like Monica said, yes, of course, menopause and all of that plays a role. But there also we have to also understand that we have to eat less.
I use a tracker.
Yeah.
For even before this journey or the working out, just to track my calories. Cause I don't eat a lot. Mm-hmm. I don't eat 3-4 meals a day. Mm-hmm. I'm 2, maybe 1.
Yeah.
That's just cause I don't feel hungry till maybe 1 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yeah.
12, that's when my hunger. Even before I was on this journey,
yeah,
I don't eat breakfast, and I know that it's probably not good for me either to eat like that.
Yeah,
but I've never been in the 2,000 calories.
Right.
Like I'm sure maybe when I go out to eat, of course, because I don't know what's in the ingredients, but
right.
I've never been one to be eating 2,000 calories a day or something like that. I've always tracked my stuff, so I get what you're saying. And I know that my way of eating was not healthy either.
Yeah.
Because you got to, nourish your body and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But it's hard to do it. I've never been a snacker though, like that.
Yeah.
But my eating habits definitely.
Oh, I love food. I'm a foodie. I love to eat, and I love to eat lavishly. I love to cook. I love to make beautiful dishes. I love food. I respect food and I enjoy food, But at the same time, when I was younger, I also loved to work out and I like to go hard and I like, so it was like, yeah, I'm eating these lavish meals, but I'm also doing these hard workouts. So it kind of like worked out.
Yeah.
But then when I stopped working out, that if there's one takeaway, please don't ever stop exercising, because that was the biggest mistake of my life. I stopped exercising because I got into this funk. I got into a little depression. Poof, 3 years. And Everything went to shit in 3 years. I should have never stopped working out. That was my biggest mistake, because then to get back into it, holy shit.
Yeah, it's really hard to get back in.
Yeah.
I mean, I had to take a break. My body needed that break because I had already had problems with my hip. So I had stopped, but I hear you. I mean, everything went to shit after that.
Yeah.
Because the little break turned into something much longer, you know, and, you know, I was feeling a little bit better. There was other things that I could have done, but I didn't. You know, I could have turned to Pilates. I could have turned to yoga. I could have done other exercises that were not going to injure that part of my body anymore.
Like swimming.
Yeah, or swimming.
Yeah.
But I didn't.
It's okay.
I just took a long break.
Because all of us go through this. We're having a very raw conversation about body image, how it makes us feel. I'm going to say something that's going to be probably a little hurtful, and I don't mean to be hurtful, but I don't want to be fat. I don't want to be fat. I don't like being overweight. I don't want to be skinny either. That's not my goal, but I know my body, and I want to be in a better situation with my body. You know, there are some women who don't care and they're happy being that way. Power to you. I'm not shaming you. I'm only speaking for myself, and I don't like the way it makes me feel. So I'm doing something about it.
Right.
And if you're in a situation like that, where you're about to hit 50 or you're in your late 40s and this is happening to you, you're not alone. A lot of us are going through this, but don't stop working out, and definitely do not neglect strength training, because a lot of us focus on cardio. And yes, cardio is great and it feels great and you're sweating and you feel like shit. I just kicked ass at the gym, but you really need to like lift some heavy ass weights for like 15 minutes. Like to the point where that shit hurts to lift, you know. That's what we need to do at this age.
Absolutely.
Because we are losing our muscle, and you don't get muscle back.
No.
And if you're doing a GLP-1, that is why protein is important. You have to eat protein, but you also have to make sure that you eat the right amount of protein. It's complicated. You got to sit there with a little cheat sheet and be like, okay, how much protein do I really need? Because then you're eating a lot of protein and then you're not losing any weight. And you're like, what's going on? It's because it's very, it's like a little science, puzzle that you're putting together, but you got to figure out what works for your body.
They usually say a gram per pound or something like that. And I was like, what? That's a lot. Like
that is a lot.
No, but if you weigh a chicken breast, a piece of chicken breast,
yeah,
that is literally all you need.
Yeah. And
that's enough for like the day.
Yeah.
In grams. And I was like, oh, okay. So it's not that bad. Because I used to think, wow, that's a shitload of protein. Like, what do you mean I need all this protein per day? Da, da, da. But when you actually sit there and weigh it, you're like, oh, okay. Yeah, I could cut that in half and I get my count. And if you eat all of it, great. But yeah, I was like, oh, okay, it's not that bad.
Yeah.
It's a little intimidating, all the information that you get, because like I know we've said before, Dr. A says this says this. Dr. B says, no, not that, this.
Right.
This. Dr. C says, no, not that or that. It's this. It's
a lot of information.
A lot of information.
Very overwhelming. And one person's telling you one thing, the next
and what works for you and you is not going to work for me.
Right. You got to find what works for you, because we all have different bodies.
You got to do, your own research and like actually test the shit out on yourself.
Right.
Because just because you watching people on, social media with all these workouts and this is how you should do it and and it's not working. It's because that's not for you. I mean, something else.
I mean, I think that's very important what you just said, because that's why you should invest in going to your general practitioner, going to a nutritionalist, someone that's going to spend some time with you. And people think, oh, this is so expensive. It's actually not that expensive. You probably spend more money on like buying some outfits than investing in a nutritionalist. I'm being very honest with you here. A pair of Nikes and brand new jeans can cost you $300. Well, that's probably like what a nutritionalist will cost you to teach you, at least to give you the foundations, because Monica's right. What works for me may not necessarily work for her, and vice versa, So I think it's a good point about investing in yourself. You brought up the point about the menopause and the dropping estrogen. All of that is very real. So you have to figure out what's good for you to get to your goal.
Absolutely. And I know for me, when I go to the doctor, I was considered obese because of the numbers. My height, my weight, was not right for me. I was at the border or over or whatever. But all my cholesterol, all my numbers were fine. Everything was fine. Blood pressure was fine. So it wasn't like I was
unhealthy.
Well, right. In standards, unhealthy
right.
With the biomarkers for my blood work. Everything was fine. So there was no I got to do this,
Right.
I'm dying or I'm getting sick.
No,
or
everything came out fine.
Okay, I'm not that bad. That was my thought process.
Yeah.
I'm not that bad. But then, feeling it in the body. I'm not, blood work is saying I'm fine, but I don't feel fine.
Yeah.
So that's when I was like, okay, no, I can't. Ya basta. Got to start doing what I got to do to feel good and to get strong, to get healthy, to feel good. And so that's what pushed me over my edge. Like, oh no.
I mean, strength training, working out always has helped me. You know what I mean? Because I've always sat in front of the computer. That was my job. Mm-hmm. So for me, walking or running before, I was running before. Now I walk, but it's just moving was very important.
Walking is a miracle.
That's my thing right now.
A simple walk.
Yeah.
So there's something that I do that I like to share with our listeners that I have noticed has been quite useful for me. So I have 5-pound weights, 10-pound weights, and then my heavy ones, my 20-pound weights. And every evening after dinner, and we're like chillaxing, usually we sit down on the couch, turn on the TV, and we'll be there like maybe an hour, 90 minutes before we call it a night. Mm-hmm. I grab the weights and whatever's on TV, we're watching it, me and my husband, and I'm lifting the weights the whole 90 minutes that I'm there. When I tell you the next morning, my arms, I'm like, oh my God, I can't even move my arms. And I've noticed a little difference.
Yeah.
Because I always loved my arms, but they got kind of big. So I'm kind of self-conscious about that now. So I'm finding tricks, little ways for me to sneak in some exercise where I don't realize that I'm doing it. So that's a little tip. There's people now that have walking desk at work. That's a thing. Mm-hmm. They're like doing 20,000 steps at work.
Yeah.
While they're on their laptop. They're a little pricey, but listen, it's saving lives.
Exactly.
There's a lot of little things, little machines that you can put on your feet and you're like moving your legs up and down. Little things like that, they go a long way. What I'm basically trying to say is not to preach. Don't give up on yourself, please, because you are going to get older and you want to be able to walk without a walker, like Monica mentioned, clean your own body, be able to lift your arms up and open up the microwave, take out the food and close the door. That simple gesture that you take for granted now, a lot of old people can't do it because they can't do it.
Right.
You don't want that to be you.
Yeah.
It's sad when you see it happening in front of you. And I've seen it already. And it's not pretty.
But I do the same. I mean, I walk now, like I'm walking, and I too have my weights, and I work out in my garage. I have my kettlebells, I have my dumbbells, and I lift weights, legs one day, arms another day. But I'm trying to be more. What's hard is the being consistent, right?
Yeah.
So that's what I'm trying to stick to: being consistent.
Yeah.
And just doing it.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's not easy because it's really freaking hot outside.
Oh, yeah. In Florida, please.
It's
brutal.
fucking hot. And the fact that we've been having these fires right now is not helping me neither, because I wake up in the morning, I'm like, all right, I'm going to go for a walk. And I go outside, I'm like, wow.
Yeah.
The smoke, the smell. I'm like, I'll die out there.
Yeah.
But I have my elliptical. So I use, when the days I don't walk, I'm using my elliptical.
Do you recommend it?
I like it.
You like it? Sometimes I wish I would have gotten that instead of the Peloton, because the Peloton can be a little boring after a while. So
I think the elliptical's really good for my legs.
yeah.
Yeah, you could feel that burn.
And it's easier on the knees.
Is
Absolutely. It is easier on your knees and my hip. Even though I'm feeling a lot better.
Why does our hip fucking hurt so much?
I don't know.
What happens to us?
know.
Inflammation. That's what it is. Yeah.
But that's also another motivating factor for me, because yes, my hip hurts, and yes, my knee hurts, and yes, this and this. It's because I'm also heavier. So once I get that weight off, it's going to alleviate some of the pain in those areas of my body.
And stretches are very important at our age.
Yeah. And I think about like, I've admitted right now on this podcast that I'm doing a GLP-1, and I started thinking to myself, like, damn, what about all these celebrities who don't admit that they're taking it? But clearly these were people like Meghan Trainor, for example, who wrote that song that made her famous, All About the Bass. And now she's unrecognizable. Our beloved Adele, who was literally obese, and now she looks like a completely different person. What's that lady that was on that show, The Office? Mindy Kaling, the Indian lady, the girl from The Office. Rebel Wilson, Amy Schumer. None of them admit to doing a GLP-1, but clearly that's what they did, and it's okay. They don't have to, they don't owe us that. I'm not saying that they owe us that, but at the same time, I could see why people get upset about it, or they maybe feel a little betrayed with it because they're like, damn, I looked up to them. They look like me. I could relate to them because they were like me, and now they're not. So I could see how maybe that hurts people's feelings. But at the end of the day, they don't owe anybody shit.
No.
They got to do what's good for them. Who knows what they were dealing with?
Right.
Nobody knows. And they don't owe us anything. All they owe to themselves is what's going to make them feel good about themselves. So with that, you need to do what you need to do to feel good about yourself and to take care of the only body that we have.
Whatever that is.
Whatever that is.
Yeah. I know people are scared because of all the things that we hear about
I can relate to the fear because I do fear taking some of the GLP-1s, but that's because, like you say, all the things that you hear, and it's a lot of overwhelming information, and you hear the good, you hear the bad.
I think my brain went more towards, I'm more afraid of diabetes.
Right. And so, you could be fearful for trying those things. Absolutely. I can relate to the fear.
Absolutely. And not to go back to the celebrities again, but I read something here that I wanted to read to you guys because it made me think a different way. It said here, expecting a woman to stay heavy so that we feel validated is when you really look at it. The same impulse as expecting her to be thin is still treating her body as if something that belongs to the public, right? And here it says, as one cultural commentator put it, we spent years saying, stop policing women's bodies. And the betrayal narrative quietly brings the policing right back, just pointed in the other direction. Because now you're mad that she got skinny. So that's why I was trying to say, nobody owes anybody an explanation on your own body. If you are trying to get healthier and lose weight, and these are the things, the tools that you're doing, whether it's with a nutritionalist, with a GLP-1, or dare I even say plastic surgery, that is your body. Right. You do whatever you want and whatever you feel you need to do to get back on track. I just wanted to say that because I think sometimes it's so easy to judge someone, but you don't know what they're going through. And I know that I really was in trouble.
I mean, if you don't know what a GLP-1 is, it's a naturally occurring hormone produced in your gut that regulates appetite, digestion, and blood sugar. If yours is working in your body, it's going to help you regulate all that stuff. But if it's not, they have GLP-1 medications, which are the synthetic version of this hormone that mimics all those effects. And it's widely used to treat type 2 diabetes and obesity. So a lot of them are FDA approved.
Right.
You may be able to get it from your doctor if you're having an issue. Some don't like to prescribe it if you are not diabetic, but you can get it prescribed from a doctor. And I know you can even get it on Amazon if you want.
Yeah.
Well,
you can get anything on Amazon.
Yeah. I'm taking Wegovy, but the pills, they're not even the injections. So I did try Ozempic, but that did not work at all. It didn't work at all. And it made me sick, and I projectile vomiting, diarrhea, you name it. It was really bad. Then I took like a year off, didn't do anything again until I got sick. And then now I'm doing Wegovy and I'm doing the pills. And those are working out really, really great for me. Little upset stomach. Sometimes, I'm not going to lie, certain foods make me throw up. That's unpleasant. Certain foods make me go to the bathroom, unpleasant. But now I know what I can and cannot do, and it's not happening anymore. So now I know, I can't have fried chicken. I can't have my beloved chicken tenders. It's over. I mean, I had to say goodbye at Publix with Boys to Men. It's so hard to say goodbye. I know what I can and cannot do. Alcohol, I have to limit it. I can't have remember before in our show, I was like, I have a glass of wine every night. I can't do that shit no more because it's different now.
It's different.
A lot of people are doing it, but here's the part that's a little bit like why I wanted to bring this up. 12% of U.S. adults have used a GLP-1 and it worked. Mostly women between the ages of 50 and 64. But 1/5 of them have to quit because it's expensive and they can't afford it. Okay. Yeah. Well, I'm here to tell you that I'm doing Wegovy. I'm doing the pills and it's $149 a month.
With or without insurance?
That I'm self-paying, it's cash. Okay. No insurance. Okay. Because the other one was very expensive. When I was doing Ozempic, I was also self-pay. It did not go through insurance. And let me tell you, that was a conversation I had to have with my husband to see if we were going to do this. And he said, okay. It was almost $1,000 a month for it. Okay.
Yeah.
So he was thinking, oh, this Wegovy is going to be the same, So I went to see my doctor and my doctor was like, there's the new ones, they're pills. He's the one that recommended it because he told me you have to drop 20 pounds. Like your body cannot be this heavy because of your situation. So you have to try and stay at least at 160, preferably 150. I'm like, 150? But that's my goal, 150. Okay. So I don't mean to ramble here, but he told me, yeah, no, the pills are $149 for 4 milligrams, but as your dosage goes up, the price does go up. But I think the most expensive it'll ever get is like maybe $400 a month as you get to the high. So I did want to share that because a lot of people don't know that.
That's what it costs on Amazon. $400. Yeah.
So the dosage,
the higher the dosage,
it changes at what point?
The price. So in my situation, they're pills, and the first pills, which are called the introductory pills, are 1.5 milligrams. I didn't start at 1.5 because I had already done Ozempic and it didn't work. So he was like, since you already done it, I'm going to start you at 4 milligrams. I said, okay, fine. And he goes, we're going to stay at 4 milligrams for a while. Okay. And once we see that you're kind of plateauing, we'll move you up to 9 milligrams. And then after 9 milligrams, you go up, I believe, don't hold me on this one, but you go up. I think the last number is 25 and 25 is maintenance. When you've already reached your goal weight, that's where you stay. Right now, I'm not in a rush to increase my dosage. I like 4. It's working. It's slow. It's steady. It's controlled. I don't see why I need to increase it. Right. If I can stay here for a long time, if it takes me a year, it takes me a year. I don't care. I'm not in a rush. I don't have to do a movie. It's not like I have to go somewhere and be in a movie.
Yeah.
So I'm going to do it slow and steady. But for me, I hate to say this on a microphone, but I feel like it's a miracle because I see what I eat now and I'm so satisfied. The food noise turned off. I don't think about food that much. I have to remind myself, oh shit, I didn't eat. I have to eat something.
Right.
It is so liberating. It is so liberating. I know there's going to be people who are going to be like, oh my God, how can she say that? But it's the truth. I have to be honest. To not think about it. Wow. It's great.
Food noise is real.
It's great. And when I want to eat something, what am I eating? Hard-boiled eggs, bananas, apples, chicken breast, salad, vegetables.
Other than that, the weight loss and the appetite suppression, there have been other reports of positive things. Improved hormonal and reproductive health. A lot of people that were having a hard time getting pregnant are now getting pregnant without IVF. Yeah.
Wow.
Better metabolic control, which is what we're looking for. And also, it helps with women with PCOS and cycle regulation. If you've had a problem with that, it's shown to help women that have those issues a lot. So, there are other benefits besides just losing weight.
Right.
I did not know that. That's amazing. So many people have PCOS. It's shocking.
It is. But the thing too with the GLP-1s, we have to remember they were designed for long-term use. For a lot of people, you can't just do it for like a month or 2 and then get off and think that your body's going to still do the same thing that it was while it was on the GLP-1.
And you have to be careful with that. You have to be careful with that. They call that the yo-yo dieting because that will cause havoc on your body and your muscle loss. That gaining and losing weight like that, don't do it.
Wow.
Yeah.
You have to be very careful. It's not a quick fix for everything. It is a tool to help you. That's why I don't want to increase my dosage. I want to take responsibility in my activity, in moving my body, in strength training, eating better, making wiser choices. But the noise, that desire of like it, and it happened probably without exaggeration, like 7 days ago. It took a little while. And then I'm like, oh shit, I need to eat.
How long have you been on it?
This is week 6.
Okay.
So 5 weeks. It took 5 weeks for me to not really think too much about food. It's crazy, Maritza. It's freaking crazy. That's why I say it's a miracle.
Right.
Something happens. And it just, I read this comment on my social media page. And this lady, I actually got a little frightened when I read it. And I was like, I don't want that to happen to me. But she basically said, I hate food. She said that. She said, I hate food. I hate eating. I don't like to eat. She was morbidly obese. She weighed 350 pounds. She now weighs 145. And she's been on Mounjaro for 2.5 years. That's how much weight she's lost. She goes, I have to force myself to eat because I find eating disgusting. That scared me.
Wow.
That scared me. And a lot of people were saying, me too, me too, me too, me too. And I was like, girl, I want to still love eating chocolate cake. You know?
Could that be because of the nausea? Maybe sometimes it would.
I don't know.
People get nauseous. And so
that scared me though.
If I'm going to get nauseous, like if I eat like an egg,
it's going to turn
nauseous,
you off.
The next time I see an egg, I'm going to be like, ew, I don't want the
repulsed.
I'm going to get nauseous. Yeah.
I don't want that to happen. I don't want that. That's why I don't want to increase my dose. I just want to lay low because I still want to enjoy eating food. I still want to enjoy cooking. I still want to go out to dinner with my friends and enjoy dinner. Just my portion has to be smaller. That's all. And it can't be like greasy food because then I get a little sick. But I mean, it's life-changing for so many people. I'm not pushing it. I swear to God, I'm just sharing my own story. I'm not pushing it. But it, you know, there's a lot of morbidly obese people who cannot seem to lose weight and they're always hungry. And when you have something that turns off and you don't feel that hunger anymore, it's a miracle for them. It really is.
It's also, from what I heard, people use it for addiction. Like, I don't know, like let's say they're alcoholics.
I heard about that.
Right. So because if you drink, it can make you feel 10 times worse than what you would.
It's true.
Feeling. So like, you know, like if we go out and have a couple glasses, if you and I down a bottle of wine, the giant bottles, not the little bottles. You and I, we have killed it a couple times. And we wake up the next day, we're feeling sluggish. And like, if you're on a GLP-1 and you do that, you're not just feeling sluggish, you're like sick.
No, you're vomiting and shitting on yourself.
Sick.
Oh my God.
The reason I know is because it happened to me.
So,
wow.
Yeah.
You know, people that have an addiction like that, they'll tend to like refrain. After a couple of times of feeling like shit, they've stopped drinking. So people use it for that too. Like, oh, okay. So
I heard about that.
Yeah.
Well, listen, the first week that I was on the Wegovy pill, it was the first week. My girlfriend that I hadn't seen in ages invited me over to her house because she just made like a brand new pool. Stunning. And she wanted to, show me the pool. And she's always so generous when I go to her house. She always has a great spread and like alcohol, like wines. And she's like the best. And I was kind of feeling a little full and I didn't want to reject the gesture of all the hard work that she put, So I ate some food. Not too much, but I ate. And I didn't really eat too much that day because I knew that I was going to eat at her house. But here's my point. I had 3 glasses of wine the whole time I was there. Not the whole time, but like I was there like 5 hours. So within 5 hours, I had about 3 glasses of red wine. I was vomiting all night and I had diarrhea the next day. And I was like, oh, bitch, you can't drink like that no more on this. So it probably could help with alcoholism.
It can.
You learn real quick.
There was a doctor that said, I heard he was talking to somebody who was in a podcast and I forgot his name, but he said, I think we should start prescribing that to alcoholics. I really think we should. He said, he laughed about it. He goes, yeah, because you'll have the worst hangover.
Yeah. Well, you know why? Because what happens is when you eat food, it stays in your stomach for a while, and it takes a long time for your body to digest it. So it stays there. So that's why you feel full eating less, because it stays there for a while, you know? Well, what do you think happens when you're drinking alcohol? It stays there and it's lingering, and you got that alcohol there, and you get drunk on one drink. 2 drinks, you're like, give me one margarita. You know what I mean? Like you have 2 drinks and you're really tipsy.
Yeah.
Thankfully, I have not had that problem.
Okay.
I can still drink, no problem. I just don't have the desire.
Yeah.
You don't have the desire.
Yeah.
I know.
I get offered a glass of wine. I'm like, no, I'm good. I just don't feel like it. Sometimes I'll have it. Yeah, I'll have like 1.
Yeah.
Maybe 2.
And you're good.
And I'm good. But I don't desire it anymore.
Yeah.
Like
it's crazy. It's literally, let's keep it real to our audience. If you're still here, hopefully you are. We would open up a bottle, sometimes 2 bottles while we recorded our show. We have water right now. We've been doing water for how many shows now?
Yeah.
You know, and it's really, and I'm telling you, it's a miracle.
Yeah.
I have to cancel my Cooper's Hawk subscription because I don't drink wine like that no more.
Actually, I was
have to
considering that the other day because I don't drink. Well, I'm not taking anything, but my desire has kind of, yeah. And I don't drink like that anymore. And I don't have the desire to drink neither. I mean,
did we become sober curious?
I think so.
I think so, by accident.
Yeah, and I was just thinking the other day, I'm like, I have all these bottles just sitting there, and I picked up a few, but they're all in my wine cooler. I haven't touched them.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
For the next party.
Yeah.
For the next party. But at the end of the day, I think what we're trying to say is like, yes, there's a lot of tools now, but please, you don't have to do this. We're not pushing it. We are not pushing it, please. What we are pushing is for you not to give up on yourself, for you to continue to exercise, to do strength training, portion control.
Jasmine, I know you had done fasting before.
Oh, yeah. I'm a big fasting person.
And how does that compare?
I've been a fasting to this?
To GLP-1.
Oh, that's a great question. Well, I'll first talk about fasting in general and what it's done for me. Fasting, I've been doing it a big portion of my life, but I didn't necessarily, you do lose weight, but you gain it back very quickly. That wasn't the reason why I mostly did fasting. It was mostly for like to be in ketosis, to regenerate my cells, and to kind of clean out my body, right? Okay. But why I became addicted a little bit to fasting was a shocking surprise. And not to get spiritual. I'm not trying to get spiritual, but it brought me closer to God. And I don't know why. I don't know why. I think because fasting, you could say, it's really easy to do 24 hours like that. Most people could do 24 hours. So it's so easy to do a 24-hour fast. But when you don't eat food for 5 days, that's very different. That is the most I have ever gone without having any food. No coffee, nothing, just water with a little bit of electrolytes because you have to be careful. It wasn't exactly 5 days. It was 4 days and 12 hours. That was the most I had ever gone without any food. Day 1, super easy. Day 2, a little hard. Day 3, shit got real, right? Day 3, you're hungry. And then something comes over you. And I started doing meditation, which I had never done before. I was never a meditation person. I did meditation and I started crying because I felt something inside of me that I still kind of, I have no words to express what I was feeling. It was like euphoric. And then day 4 came, I felt no hunger. I just felt peace, serenity, and I felt God. And then after 4.5 hours, and then when I broke my fast, you have to be very careful when you break your fast. I had chicken broth, pretty much. That's how I broke my fast. And then the next day I had maybe like some watermelon. And then after that, I started introducing food again, and then I was fine. And eventually I did lose a lot of weight. I lost like freaking 12 pounds. I lost 12 pounds and I've been on this Wegovy for 6 weeks and lost 7. So listen, it is what it is. You gain it very quickly. Within a week, you gain almost all, you almost gain everything back. Unless you really take it to the next level, and you can that could be now where you jumpstart your real weight loss journey. You could do that. It's actually not a really bad idea. But for me, I fell in love with the feeling of being close to God. So after that, I decided to do it more. I didn't do the 5-day, but I would do more like 48 hours here and there in between there. And that's really why I did the fasting, Maritza. And I appreciate you asking me that question. And I started to do a little research. And you know what? A lot of people say that they do feel God when they fast and they don't know why.
Because you're, like you said, the third day, it started becoming harder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're searching for, in my opinion, you want help to keep you on your journey.
Yeah.
So you search within, which also brings you.
You search within, and it was a beautiful feeling.
Yeah.
And I think everyone should do a fast. I'm not telling you to do 4 or 5 day fast. That's not what I'm saying. But I think that a good little 24-hour fast is good for everyone. Now, there's some people that they don't recommend for you to do that because, especially like if you're diabetic, I think there are real health concerns with diabetics and doing fasting. So of course, always talk to your doctor and get approval. But I think for most people, a fast is actually very, very good for you. They've talked about how it actually helps with the aging process too.
Yeah.
And regenerates your cells. Resetting everything.
The body.
Yeah.
And all your waste comes out. I mean, not to get too graphic here, but I think the worst thing that can happen is, you get a little bad breath because you got all this ketosis going on. So just, maybe just don't talk to people too much. But for the most part, I think that the GLP-1, to go back to now fasting versus this, I think the GLP-1 for me is better though, because the food noise is off.
Yeah.
The food noise is not off with fasting. It's present. And the desire to want to eat is there.
Strong.
It is. And it's strong.
Yeah.
With the GLP-1, I'm losing very little weight slowly, but I don't really think about food too much. And I would get excited to eat before. I really did. Oh, we're going out to dinner. I'm excited. And, I can't wait to have something really yummy. Now I'm like, oh, okay, let's go. And I'll be like, okay, let me get a small Caesar salad with a pizza grilled chicken and a lemonade. And that's it. And I'm good with that.
Yeah.
I'm good.
So you'll be on the GLP-1 until you hit your goal weight?
So I talked to my doctor about that. And he was like, well, so I'm going to be honest. Before I answer what my doctor says, I'm going to tell you something that happened to me that's true. So you guys know that I have a vacation property in Marco Island. And Mike and I were like, hi, let's go for the long weekend. I'm like, all right, let's go. We drove all the way over there. And when I opened up my bag, I'm like, oh my God, I forgot my Wegovy. And he was like, oh no. And I was like, no, it's fine. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Everything's going to be fine. Bitch, no, it was not. Because we got there on Friday. We left on Monday. So it's a really short trip. Friday was good. Friday was good. Saturday afternoon, I was like, you want to get some pizza? Sunday, a bitch was hungry. And I was like, damn, you want to get some you want to have some steak and a loaded baked potato? Let's go to seat to table. Like, oh, I want to have a glass of rosé. And he was like, my baby's back. And when I got back home on Monday, he was like, baby, you got to take your pill. I was like, I can't, because the pill is very strategic. It has to be first thing in the morning, 4 ounces of water on a completely empty stomach. I didn't get home till Monday afternoon. So I didn't have it Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. I didn't take it until Tuesday morning. And I ate pretty well on Monday, so that shit came back with a vengeance. Okay. Quick.
Yeah.
But I haven't been on it that long, and I was like, fuck, I don't want to weigh myself, but I did. And I gained 2 pounds, but I lost it pretty quickly again. But yeah, no, I don't know what's going to happen when I reach my goal weight. Cause Monica mentioned that you may have to be on it for a while or for life, but that's why I brought up the price. Luckily I can afford $150 a month, but if it's thousands of dollars, that's right. That's serious.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's answering your question about the fasting. But yeah, that shit turned off quick, bitch. I was like, rosé, steak, loaded potato. I just have to be honest.
That's weird though, because it has like a shelf life in your system. So
I'm doing pills though. Maybe the pills are different.
Maybe
it's not the inject because it's very different with the pill. That's why I wanted to differentiate it, because you put the injection and it's a week.
Yeah.
And then I've seen some TikTok videos of people who are like, it's the last day of the week and they're a little hungry and they're like, because they know they got to go get the shot the next day. Yeah. And they make jokes about it. So I'm like, oh, okay, so I'm not alone. people make jokes about it, but jokes are based off of truth sometimes,
Right.
you know?
Yeah.
So and I think in the beginning, like when you're still, because I'm still a beginner, I just started month 2. Maybe I was in it for like a year. The shelf life would be a little bit longer, but pills are different. They get absorbed into your body first thing in the morning, and by the next day, it's gone. The injection is there a week.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's probably why.
Maybe the difference.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But girl, I wanted to eat that steak so bad. That shit looked good.
You had a good weekend.
Listen, I was like, just have my husband was like, she's back.
Aww.
Just for a little bit.
A little bit.
I'm laughing because it's true.
Yeah.
I literally said, let's go get a pizza.
That's funny.
Yeah.
And Monica, so I know you are on your own journey.
Yes.
Why don't you tell us about that?
Well, I am also on a GLP-1, but mine is not prescribed by a doctor.
Okay.
So, but I also do peptides, although a GLP-1 is a peptide. But I have started using peptides for my journey as well. And it has helped tremendously for me.
What are peptides?
Well, okay. I am not a professional. I am also learning, right? I'm not a doctor. I'm not an expert, but from what I've learned, peptides are short chains of amino acids, which are building blocks of proteins. And where proteins are long, they're complex chains. Peptides are smaller. So you would think like the Lego blocks. So each Lego is a peptide, and you snap a bunch together and then you get the protein. And those are things that we need in our body to tell things what to do and when to do it, our cells. So that's what the peptides do.
But you said the GLP-1 is a peptide.
Well, GLP-1 itself is a peptide.
Is a peptide.
Yeah.
Okay.
But there's 2 types that are FDA approved. The semaglutide, which is Wegovy and Ozempic. They're the same thing. And then the tirzepatide, I think is what it's called, which is Zepbound and Mounjaro. So it's a different type. I'm trying something called retatrutide, which is also a GLP-1, but it's a triple agonist GLP-1. Whereas the semaglutide only is a GLP-1 receptor. Tirzepatide has a GLP-1 and a GIP, which I think helps with the symptoms and the side effects more. And I guess that's why a lot of people prefer tirzepatide from semaglutide. And the retatrutide is the GLP, GIP, and a glucagon receptor, which basically increases your metabolism for weight loss. So it does the other 2, but like my resting rate, heart rate or whatever, would be increased. Like my metabolism is working faster.
Okay.
And not doing much more than what I would be doing on the other 2.
How did you come across this? Tell us.
Well, it's what they call the gray market, right?
I was going to say you are very knowledgeable on this, girl.
I have a friend who has a sibling who was going through, their husband was going through a lot of medical issues, diabetes, like all kinds of stuff. And, they were going to the doctors and doing what the doctor told them to do, exercise, eating healthy, taking their medications. And yeah, they would lose the weight, but their numbers were still the same. Like they were maintaining. Their diabetes wasn't changing. And then ended up getting neuropathy on top of that, which that is horrifying. Like it's very painful.
Yeah.
And just constantly living with pain and all this stuff. And I guess they kind of got fed up and they started going the holistic route. And then also, I guess they were told about the peptides and how to help with, how it'll help them with the pain, the injuries that they were having, and didn't jump right into it. Because this type of person, he's the type of person that he's like, okay, let me learn a lot.
Right.
He loves to...
He had a research.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Be educated on it.
Very well educated. Right. And reading the studies and all that stuff. So
because he's not getting from a doctor, is what you said?
Well, when he first got on it, he got it from someone like a wellness center,
Okay.
right? Because they sell them too.
Right.
But I guess when he decided to try it, he was like, okay, this is working. And he was on his regimen. And then when he went back to his doctor was like, wow, okay, whatever you're doing, keep doing it. Your numbers are great. You know, things are looking good for you. And he was feeling a whole lot better.
Wow.
So he continued. And then not only for him, he had his family members asking and he got them on it. And so his wife, like, you know, they started using it. So as I guess he turned to the point where he's like, well, I'm going to invest in this. And so when they told me about that, I was like, I had heard about peptides on the internet and social media and all that. But, you know, I'm just like, well, if I don't know nobody that's done it, I'm not going to touch it because I'm a little fearful of these things. But when I heard that, I was like, oh, okay, I would like to talk to them. And I talked to them and they told me all this stuff. I was like, okay, maybe I'll try something, right? Let me try one thing here. And me and my husband tried it. My husband also had constant knee pains and joint pains and just from whatever. And so we started using the BPC 157 and the TB 500, which is for injury repair. Girl, the pain, the hip pain and all that stuff, gone.
Wow.
My husband's knees, he does not have any pain whatsoever.
How exciting.
His knee, when he would walk, I swear you would hear click, 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 just from walking. He always had like a clicking sound in his knee. No lo tiene. I'm like, oh, wow. So, this works.
Yeah.
And I'm not dead.
God forbid.
So you're still here. I'm like, I'm still here. Okay, wait. And then I was like, okay, well, now I'm going to try this one. Let me try this one. And I started trying the GLP-1 that they
there's
have.
so many different ones.
It's overwhelming.
Overwhelming.
Yeah.
And you can go down a rabbit hole.
Yeah, you can.
Of information. Because there's so many things out there that help you. So I also did that. But see, I was on this regimen for, I think I was like a week and a half in. And then I was like, okay, or I think it was 2 weeks. I went to my doctor. No, go back. I actually purchased one of those blood work thingies to get my blood work done, like a full workup online. I think I paid like $99 or something. And I went and I got a full workup. This was like after 2 weeks of being on this stuff. And my numbers were fine. The only thing that was super high was inflammation. I had high inflammation in my body. And I was like, well, okay, I guess that makes a lot of sense with all my pains, right? So I continued doing what I was doing. Now I'm like over a month in. Then I go to my doctor and I get blood work done. And everything was good except for my liver enzymes. They went up. And I was like, oh, no, I got scared. Like, right, okay. But what happened was,
you got peptide happy?
I got peptide happy. And I started introducing a lot of different things way too fast.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, maybe that's what it was. So I left it. I kept doing only this certain regimen. I didn't stop. Because I told my doctor, this is what I'm doing. And funny enough, they were like, well, what's that?
Oh, he wasn't educated in that. He didn't know.
They had no clue what that was. I was like, okay, well.
Wow. Yeah. Your doctor's like, what is it?
Yeah. I was like, well, it's not FDA approved and it's, stuff that you buy online. And he's like, oh, well, don't do it. Right. I was like, okay. But I kept doing it. But I cut a lot of them, the ones that I had just added on.
Right. Yeah.
And when I went back to get, they were like, oh, no, we need you to do this blood work. We need you to do an ultrasound on your liver. We got to see to make sure that it's okay. And I was like, oh, fuck. Okay. I did that, spend $400 later. Come to find out, I go to get my blood work done. Oh, no, everything's fine. Everything is normal. I was like, I knew it was just me just going crazy.
Right. Well, good thing you figured it out.
Yeah. So obviously, I still continue to do blood work to make sure that what I'm doing is not affecting my body in a bad way.
Right.
And it hasn't. So, but yeah, it's a journey. And there's a lot of research. A lot of the things that are out there are mainly researched on animals, mice and stuff. There's a few that are actually FDA approved for other things, but they do work for you for different things.
Yeah.
So,
And this all started because of Ozempic.
Yeah.
Because Ozempic was always meant for diabetes. That was always the goal. And then they were like, oh, wait, people are losing weight. on Ozempic. And that's what I think started it all. And honestly, that's what started it all.
So Monica, so for somebody who wants to look into the peptides, do you have like anything to say as far as like safety considerations or maybe like questions they should ask or where they should, like be careful with maybe where they're getting it, like anything? I mean, I know you're not professional, but
advice.
Yeah. Some advice.
Man, I don't know. Because honestly, although after using it, I was like, yo, I'll get that shit off the internet real quick.
I'll be honest with you. I saw a TikTok today about a woman talking about she's on peptides and she only had good things to say about it. She was like, I can actually look at myself in the mirror and look at this beautiful woman staring back at me.
Oh, good for her.
Yeah. She said, I had no regrets. I have no regrets.
Good for her. And that's what early, like over an hour ago when we started the show, that's what I said. I don't want to be heavier. I don't. And I think it's okay to admit that, like, and not to bring up body positivity, because I think the body positivity movement did a lot of wonderful things. But I know for me, when I was in that rut and I was doing my cooking videos and stuff, my algorithm changed on my phone, on my social medias. And I was starting to see like a lot of really big women who were like, I love myself exactly the way I am, body acceptance. And that's a great thing. But I think for me, it ended up being a negative because it helped me stay in the rut and kind of in that I don't care and I'm giving up type of mentality. And then I gained all this weight and then I got sick. And I just felt like for me, I needed to change my algorithm. So now when I see those things, I block it. The minute I see something like that, block. And now my algorithm is all healthy recipes, working out videos, how to stay on track, coaches, do's and don'ts, what's good for people going into bed. Like my whole algorithm changed. And of course, the medication I'm taking is turning off the food noise. And my whole mindset is changing. And not to harp on body positivity, because I'm not trying to be mean about it, but I just felt like for me, it became a negative thing. And I realized, I need to get back on track. And that's not good for me.
Yeah.
Seeing a woman that's 300 pounds, is super cute and dressed super cute with her hair and makeup all pretty, saying, I love myself exactly the way I am. You see that over and over and over again for years. And you start to be like, okay, it's okay to be fat. I know that's a terrible thing to say, but that's how I was thinking. And then I was like, no, I don't want to be fat. And that's just the harsh truth. I know it's not a nice thing to say, but I have to be honest.
What about you, Monica? I know you had mentioned that you were in a rut for a while. How are you feeling today?
10 times better.
And how long have you been on the peptides?
Since February.
Okay.
Yeah. I have, the fatigue is gone. 100% gone. Energy levels are through the roof. I sleep so much better.
Have you had any side effects?
On the GLP-1 medication, once.
Okay.
Nausea, vomiting. It was once, and I had already been, and I don't know if it's maybe because it's something I ate, but it just came out of nowhere, and that was the one and only time.
But girl, when you eat something that your body's not
right,
that shit is like fast.
Wow.
Yeah.
Listen, Linda. Okay, listen, Linda, honey. I eat something that can make I mal, and I'm like, oh shit, and it's so quick. And then you're like, I ain't never eating that again.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, you just like never again,
never again.
Never again.
But this has been great. I mean, I think it's great. It's just been a very raw conversation that we're having. And I'm proud of us for admitting a lot of our insecurities and our thoughts, like our real thoughts.
Yeah.
I mean, the peptides you can get them pretty much anywhere at this point. Like I know wellness clinics, they sell them, or, they tell you about them and you can get certain ones there.
Mm-hmm. Is that an injection or a pill?
The ones I take are injections.
They're injections.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's another thing you have to be okay with, and the needle every day.
Yeah.
So,
it's every day.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much. Yeah.
Holy macaroni.
Not the GLP-1 though. The GLP-1.
No, the
only once a
peptide.
week.
The peptide.
Peptides, yeah.
I know. Todos los días.
It depends, yeah.
Is it like a big needle, like a regular needle?
No, a small one. Like the insulin needle.
Oh.
Yeah, it's not. It's not.
Oh, it's like a little prick.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, my advice is do your blood work, see where you're at, and have a goal, like why you want to do it. What is the purpose? And then
What is your why?
what is your why? Like,
Right.
what are you trying to accomplish within your body? And do your research.
Yeah.
100% do your own research. And just, you got to be careful where you get them online too, because you want to make sure that wherever you get them, they get them third party tested. So all these peptides that you get, they come from China. And anyone that tries to tell you they're made in the USA is full of shit, because they are not. They come from China, where a lot of our medications come from.
Right.
And they use third party testing to make sure that what they're getting is the actual ingredient and not like metals or something crazy. Because that does happen. Like there was a guy who bought retatrutide, which is a GLP-1, and he was taking it. He wasn't getting any bad side effects. He was just getting a little tanner.
Oh, what?
Yeah. He ended up getting it tested, and what he ended up having was melanotan, which is something that you take that can help you get tan.
Get tan.
Yeah.
So he
From
didn't
the
even,
inside.
he wasn't taking the
aware,
right thing.
right.
He wasn't aware that he was taking something
So-
different.
Oh my God.
He had to change his source and then get that
Wow.
tested. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, you got to be
You got to be careful.
You do.
You
You
have to be careful. Yeah.
And, the whole,
I get nervous. Like I don't know if I would do what you're doing, only because it scares me a little bit.
well, I'm only doing it, like I said, because I know someone who's
Right.
been doing it and I'm using what they're using.
Right.
That's your source. Right.
Yeah.
It's
It's not like
Right.
I'm, getting
Yeah.
on Reddit and saying,
Yeah.
And the funny thing is, like, you get on these websites, like the dark web or the
the
green,
Oh, the dark
and
web.
you see people asking, like, where can I get it? Where do you get it? And nobody, at least the good, the legit shit,
Yeah.
nobody wants to share where they're
getting it from. Yeah.
Huh?
It's like a, very secretive.
Really?
Yeah, it's weird because they're not FDA approved,
Right.
but that's that's only because they can't. It's something naturally occurring in our body, and technically they can't patent those things because it's a biologic. It's in our body. They can only patent things that are like a medical supplement, right? Like so. That's although the retatrutide, the company Lilly has been doing a study, and they're on trial 3
Wow.
for this, and they are also fighting with the FDA to get it
Approved?
not approved, but to get it to where it's not a peptide,
Oh.
it's not a biologic or whatever the case is.
Okay.
They want it to be medical so that they can patent it.
Got it.
Okay.
So they're in that
They're
fight.
trying to find a loophole.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So everybody on the internet is like, stack up on that Retta. Because they're trying to take it away. And
Yeah.
people are literally buying, they're like, oh, I got 5 years worth, or I got that in my, I'm like, holy shit.
Well, Monica, I saw you the other day. You came over to my house, and what did I say? I was like, because I didn't know you were doing this. Meanwhile, I'm telling everybody, I'm like, I'm doing it. Go. I'm like a big blabbermouth. But Monica walked into our beautiful listeners, and she was wearing like this little bodysuit with some jeans, and her hair was looking gorgeous, and she's letting her grays grow out. She was looking snatched. And I was like, I know you're not supposed to comment on other people's bodies, but this is my fucking friend, so I don't give a shit. And I'm like, Monica. And she was like, yeah. I was like, girl, you looking snatched. I was like, you look good. And she was like, yeah. She had a little smile on her face. So I just want to say, you look good.
Yeah, I told her that. I told
You're
her
looking
that
good, girl.
like
I'm
a week
proud
ago
of you.
when I walked in.
I was like, no, it's just
I was
wearing
like,
black.
you look
No,
good today, Monica.
you always say it's because I'm wearing. No, you look snatched.
Yeah.
So, do you care
I
to
could
share
tell.
numbers? What have you? You started this in February. You said.
Yeah.
So
Well,
it's been
let's not forget. Let's not pretend like I was not like super, super heavy. It was very heavy. I've lost about 30 pounds.
Wow.
That's great.
Shit, my 7 pounds. Like,
That must feel really good.
Well, I weighed more than you, so
No, but I just started
Yeah.
5. Like it's been 6 weeks.
it feels good.
So that is why it shows.
But it
because you
shows,
can definitely
girl.
tell. Yeah.
You looking
Yeah.
snatched.
Don't take that away from yourself.
Don't.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Don't. And Monica and I are going to be turning 50 soon.
Oh God.
I turn 50 in September. She turns in October. And I'm like, damn. And a little goal that I have for myself, I'm not saying it's her goal, but for me, I was like, damn, it would be kind of nice to look kind of good for my 50th.
Yeah.
You know, is that something you feel for yourself at all?
Yeah, I would like to look better.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
So it's a little motivating push for me that I'm
Yeah.
like, I'm going to try and, get these 20. Well, first of all, I have to lose the 20. It's not an option. Like the doctor told me, no, you have. He's like, you're going to come back and I'm going to weigh you. And I'm like, fuck. When the doctor's like, te voy a pesar. I'm like, okay. So I know I have to lose 20 minimum. But, it's like 30 pounds. I'm so fucking proud of you. That's amazing.
It is.
Yeah.
It's an amazing feeling.
It is.
And I feel great. Because see, that's like the one thing, like, how do you feel? Because I could lose 30 pounds and be sick every day and,
Right.
throwing up constantly. And I'll be like, I feel like shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But I feel great.
That's great.
Oh, I'm so happy
Yeah.
for you.
Thank you.
That's a great thing. And I hope that our listeners feel not offended at all. We're being very raw with our own personal journeys. We're not pushing anything. We're just sharing what we're doing. Go to your doctor, please. We're just having fun here with girlfriends, expressing ourselves. We are not professionals. We want to point that out again.
Yeah.
But we're not going to lie. It feels good.
It does.
And my little food noise is turning off, except for those 3 days. She came back with a vengeance, but it is getting better. And I see a light at the end of the tunnel, and I haven't seen one in a while. So that's how I personally feel.
That's great.
Yeah, I agree. 100%.
So with that, to our lovely listeners, if you're struggling with weight loss in your midlife, guess what? You're not alone, because we just admitted a lot on this show tonight. So many women are doing their best while navigating hormonal changes, busy schedules, exhaustion, aches and pains, like many of us have shared today. And if it feels harder than it used to be, it's because it is.
Yeah.
It is. And we just shared that a lot today. But this isn't about perfection. It's not about comparing your journey to someone else's before or after photos, the number on the scale, or the latest trend on social media. It is about finding what works for you, because we're all living in different bodies with different experiences, different challenges, and needs. What matters most is choosing the path that supports your health, your happiness, and your quality of life. So give yourself grace, celebrate the small victories and the big victories like Mo. Yay! Because we're cheering for you. And wherever you are in your journey, we hope that this conversation reminds you that you are not alone. Hasta la próxima.
Thank you for listening. Make sure to subscribe to our show so you don't miss an episode.
We will be dropping an episode every 2 weeks.
Oh, yeah. No, seriously. Subscribe now.
So just chill to the next episode. Follow us on Insta and TikTok